and Kevin Konopacki. Other people are hurt as well. A contractor hit a gas line before that explosion. Several buildings are destroyed. A half-mile around is evacuated, with the high school being used for people who need a place to be. Fox News. We report, you decide.
I just saved hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico. I should have done this years ago.
Disclaimer, traveling back in time is physically impossible unless you know how to build a functioning time machine. Then by all means, travel 25 years back in time, switch your car insurance to Geico. You could save a bunch of money. While you're there, please prevent your younger self from wearing that sleeveless tuxedo t-shirt, parachute pants, and glitter high tops to your senior prom. And at long last, rectify this horrible crime against nature. Geico is absolved of all liability if you destroy the fabric of time and space.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Napa know-how.
It's officially the best week of the year. Why? Because this week only, you get 20% off at Napa. And the only thing better than quality car parts is 20% off quality car parts. Okay, so we're a little biased. But don't wait, because the 20% off sale will be over before you know it. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating stores, exclusions apply. Minimum 3 items. Offer available July 9th through July 15th.
These warm July days mean it's summer blowout time at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. As temps go up, prices go down. And that means it's best to get there early in the day. Check out these fabulous summer blowout deals. Those super popular variegated dogwood azaleas, regularly $7.99, but this week you get 10 for $25. Then don't forget about the buy one, get one on crepe myrtles. All crepe myrtles, all sizes, all colors, all prices. They're all on BOGO. The larger ones are delivered, planted, and guaranteed buy one, get one free. All shade trees, a huge selection. Buy one, get one half price. That's just the beginning. Check this week's ad for all the savings at BobWinesCameliaGardens.net. Bob Wines is on Southeast 38th Street, daily 9 to 4:30, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. Weather forecasters say Tropical Storm Chris is now Hurricane Chris, but it poses no threat to the coast because it's moving away into the Atlantic. 2 separate and unrelated fires in Marion County took the lives of 2 men yesterday. The first fire was at the Oak Crest Mobile Home Park yesterday afternoon. The second fire was at a home in Silver Spring Shores on Brook Lane. A new area code is coming to Central Florida. The Florida Public Service Commission added the 689 area code yesterday. The new area code will overlay the existing 407 area code and will affect only new numbers. A 24-year-old Florida man has been sentenced to life in prison for chasing another man down and killing him in Fort Myers in 2016. And the Tampa Bay Rays have unveiled plans for a new domed stadium that would move them to Ybor City at a cost of nearly $900 million. The 30,842-seat stadium would be the smallest in Major League Baseball. And that is your news brief from The Source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident on this Wednesday. Partly sunny with a high of 88 to 92. There can be a shower or thunderstorm around during the late afternoon and evening hours. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies to clear overnight Wednesday night with a low of 71, inland 77 at the coast. Thursday and Friday, partly sunny, a thunderstorm around each afternoon. The high both days 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front-end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
All right, thank you. 5 minutes after 8 o'clock, and Galen Unold is on the phone from LifeSouth Community Blood Center. Good morning, Galen.
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin. How are y'all?
Good. Where are you right now?
Today I'm on my way to Leesburg, so I haven't quite left the house yet.
That's a city we don't hear you going to very often. What's down there?
No. I just have a meeting down there.
Oh, okay. So are they not behaving? You got to put them back in shape?
No. We don't currently do anything there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe you're starting something then, right?
Can't go much further than that.
Oh, it's a secret. Okay, we won't tell.
not really a secret. I just told everybody. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing to talk about yet about that.
So I do have a topic for today. It's rejection letters that famous people got or received. So sometimes they weren't actually letters; they were just rejections in general. Okay. But before we do anything, I want to tell you that the the Tropicana Field has been rejected. They want a new one, so the whole stadium is feeling bad.
What do you mean it's been rejected? What do you mean?
They're building a new one in Ybor City.
Oh, I didn't think that got approved.
Yeah, that was in the news. Let's see. And the Tampa Bay Rays yesterday unveiled an elaborate plan for a new domed stadium that would put them in Ybor City at a cost of nearly $900 million.
Yeah. It hasn't been. It's just the Rays plan, and then they're going to have to. They want the area to fund it. They want the state to fund it. That's where you.
Oh, you don't think it'll happen?
Problem.
So it's 30,000.
No.
Oh, really? Well, if it is built, it'll be 30,842 seats, which is the smallest. It would be the smallest stadium in Major League Baseball.
And that's the direction they're going. They're going back to those intimate settings. Gone are the days where you have these stadiums that seat 60,000. What they really want is a stadium that seats around 35,000. That way they sell out, right? And then you get a little more. It becomes a little harder to get.
Is it smaller than the current stadium? Is that smaller than?
Yeah. Tropicana Field can seat a lot. They very rarely have all those seats available, but they can seat a lot. So I think they could seat like 60,000 when they're full capacity.
Wow.
So, I mean, it can, but that's not how many tickets they currently sell. So I think they currently sell about 35 or 40.
Yeah, they do have a lot of empty seats when you see the photos. So
that's because their team's not very good. They're playing better than I expected. But I mean, they're over 500. At the beginning of the year, I'd have given you $100 if we bet on that one.
So let's see. Do you know at all whether the new stadium would still be called Tropicana Field? And if they do move, what would they do with that old big stadium? What would they do with a gigantic stadium? How could they use that for anything?
Well, that stadium's really old. I have no idea what they would do with it. And whether they call it Tropicana Field, Tropicana pays to have that naming. They pay the stadium for you to call it Tropicana Field.
Okay. Well, maybe that's where they get the money from. Maybe that's...
No, they're not going to get $900 million.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of orange juice, huh? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so, I mean, all of those, when you use their name, I think it was originally called the Sun Dome. So that's like the original name.
I remember that. Yeah, come to think of it, yeah.
And so you call it Tropicana because, they paid you. They pay to be called Tropicana Field.
I actually like that name, Tropicana Field.
Well, it's because you like the orange juice.
Just like the different races. I mean, it was, like the SpongeBob SquarePants race in North Carolina and the Coke Zero 400 here. That's probably the same thing.
It's exactly the same thing. So, I mean, remember, sports is a business. It's all about how I can make as much money as possible.
Yeah. But that's not a bad thing because the people who benefit from it on the consumer side have a better experience. The more money it makes, the better the experience, don't you think?
That's an interesting question. There are a lot of teams that make a lot of money and do not care about the fan experience. And it all depends on what you determine is a good fan experience. So I think when you go to the ballpark, you want it to be clean. You want it to be in good shape. You want the food to be good, right? You want parking. You want to have good customer service and all those things. Well, there are a lot of teams in all of sports that could care less about putting money into amenities, putting money back.
Well, that's
an
interesting reply. And you're probably right. I'm not arguing with you, but. So 2 examples. One is my own very, very small version of what we're talking about, and one is Disney World, a huge example. In my own, when I decided to start asking for more money when I was playing colleges, I was able to buy better equipment. I could buy lights, and the sound was better, and so the audience had a better experience actually the money was reinvested kind of in my little show that I was taking in my little car. But in Disney's case,
well, you're investing in your business, right? You're reinvesting it into your business,
and ultimately,
so
the audience gets a better experience because there's more to see and hear and whatever. Okay, and
absolutely.
And in Disney World, there's a better example than my little one. If they only charged the original ticket price as they did in 1972, they wouldn't be able to have all these fun things that they. So when you pay that dollar amount, it's hard. It's like, oh my gosh, it costs so much. But if you didn't, they wouldn't have all that stuff they could offer.
And here's the issue, and you see this in everyday life, right? You see businesses that don't reinvest the money back into that business, right? Whether that's okay, well, advertising worked for us for a little bit, but we don't have to advertise anymore because now we're making money, right? You see that a lot.
Right. Mistake.
So there's no difference than there are bad owners in sports who do the same thing and say, oh, man, we made, our bottom line last year was 48%.
Right.
I'm not putting any of that back into the product.
There you go.
So, and I'll give you a perfect example. Is you look at a team like the Cleveland Browns in football. They spend as little as they can. They lose, 12 to 14 games out of a 16-game season every year. And their fans are so passionate about the Browns, they keep showing up. And the way the NFL works is the revenue sharing. They don't really even care if their fans show up. They're just there to make a paycheck. And that's a big factor.
Okay.
So, and the city bought that stadium. The city maintains that stadium, and so all they're doing is raking in the profits. And so you've got to, as a fan, I mean, we're fanatics, right? We're fanatical. We're stupid. We're passionate. We let all of our common sense go away when we're rooting for our team. That's why they call them fanatics. But routinely fans are always given the short end of the stick. I shouldn't say always. I'll say 90% of the time by their teams.
Well, I guess we could argue whether that's a mistake or not. It seems to me it's a mistake. I mean, the examples that come to mind are Coca-Cola versus RC Cola. RC Cola used to be number 2, remember?
Yeah.
And then they stopped advertising because they were number 2. And Coca-Cola said, we're never stopping, and they never do. And then Pepsi Cola came up from behind, and it's been number 2 ever since.
Well, yeah. That's an interesting case. So if we're talking about advertising, so about 10 years ago, Coca-Cola decided they were only going to do one ad campaign a year, and that was going to be Christmas time, and it was going to be, share a Coke, right? It was going to be that whole Christmas, the polar bear, make a friend, that kind of thing. And they didn't advertise for something like 5.5 years, and they saw their revenue slowly start to decrease. And so now they're back to advertising everywhere. I think that's a good.
Right.
I think we're missing two different things. But
no, I think you're right.
Investing in your company.
Right. Fans of the Browns and fans of a Coke are two different things. I understand that. Yeah. But anyway, how is the blood supply today?
We're better. We had a good 2 days here, so we just need to keep it up. We're right at a 3-day blood supply, but we just need more of it. So. Please just get out there, give the gift of life, and donate blood. And when I say we need a 3-day blood supply, that means we need to collect more than we normally do so we can build our supply up. So we're not just matching what our needs are. So please just get out there, give the gift of life, and donate blood.
And let's thank our friends over at Palm Garden of Ocala. They are a health and rehabilitative facility, and they offer skilled nursing care. Mm-hmm. And this is the place to keep in mind for yourself or a loved one when you need that kind of care, whether it's end of life or maybe you came out of surgery and you need some rehabilitative time. You might want to consider taking a tour of Palm Garden just to see for yourself what they have to offer. Ask questions. They're at 2700 Southwest 34th Street here in Ocala. Their website is palmgardenofocala.com. Penn Flooring also, thank you for sponsoring this segment we do each day with Galen. Penn Flooring provided us with the flooring that we have here at WOCA, and it's as good today as it was the first day they put it in 6 years ago or so, and it cleans up nicely, and so you can do the same for yourself. See what they have at their showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street. They've been putting floors in homes and offices in Ocala and Marion County for more than a quarter of a century, so there you go. All right, ready?
And they invest in their business by advertising.
They did.
Both of them.
Yeah,
Both of
course. People don't realize how effective that is, but they do. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, they should.
And you do, obviously. I mean, how successful would LifeSouth be if you didn't get the word out?
Exactly.
Well, thankfully it doesn't cost me anything. I mean, because we couldn't afford it. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, advertising one way or the other.
It works.
How about that?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
All right, so there was a story. So the topic today is rejections.
Yes.
Okay. Now, there was a story in the news about something that was discovered in Vincent van Gogh's paintings that nobody ever noticed before. It was the remnants of a grasshopper that got stuck in the paint when it was still wet. Okay? And they're all looking at this with microscopes, and they're trying to figure out if he did it on purpose. What happened? Chances are it flew in there, and he said, oh, God.
No, just leave it there.
Leave it there. Oh, God. Nobody buys my stuff anyway.
That's right.
Vincent van Gogh's paintings were rejected throughout his lifetime. Did you know that?
Yep. His brother bought him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Only one was sold, and Robert's right. It was his brother.
Yeah.
Feeling bad for him. There you go, Vince. There you go. And then he dies. Fa-va-home! Everybody wants one.
That's right.
Right.
Sure.
So there you go. So if you're rejected, I don't know if that is a very hopeful story because he killed himself. Maybe he shouldn't have killed himself.
He would have had more paintings.
I think everybody can agree that suicide is bad.
Yeah.
It's never the answer.
Yeah, but
Just the way you said that, it was so funny. Maybe he shouldn't have killed himself.
Yeah, I mean, maybe God had a plan. I mean, maybe he got to heaven and he said, God, I've been painting all my life. I got nothing. I got a bug in my painting.
Yeah.
Right? And
what I'm going to do, I'm going to agree with you on that. Yeah.
And St. Peter holds up a calendar and says, can I show you something? Next month, 1 month from today, you were going to have the biggest breakthrough of any artist in history. But no, you had to kill yourself.
Fair enough. No, it took years before his painting got famous after his death, right?
I don't know.
Did it take 20 years or something?
I don't know. I don't really know.
I don't know. I'm not a big Vincent van Gogh guy.
Same thing with the Eiffel Tower, right? Everybody hated the Eiffel Tower.
Mm-hmm.
The Eiffel Tower is an eyesore. Get that thing down.
Yeah.
And now everybody loves it. Oh, I love the Eiffel Tower. I love the Eiffel Tower. The World Trade Center towers, the Twin Towers that got knocked down by terrorists.
Yeah.
I can tell you from living there, New Yorkers all thought they were horrendous looking. Look at those two big monoliths.
They were not attractive. If you, and it's hard to say that now, but when you compare it to like the Freedom Tower, to the World Trade Towers, there's no comparison whatsoever.
Right, no. Yeah, architecture. I'm not an architect, but architecture, just from an onlooker's point of view, it really has a hard time being ornate. Is that the word I'm looking for, Robin?
Yes.
When it's that tall.
Yeah.
It's almost anything more than maybe 4 stories, and it starts losing a lot because you can't see it.
No. No. Got to keep it at the
by
bottom.
the way, going back to the Van Gogh thing, is he the one who cut off his ear?
Yeah.
What if that's his ear in the painting and not a grasshopper?
Ooh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
How fun? What would that be like? Like, oh, he thought he sent it to his girl. Is he the one who sent it to his girlfriend or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard different stories on that, but he did cut off part of his ear, not the whole.
Well, that's what we heard. He sent it to her.
Yeah. Let's just say she sent it back and he threw it against the wall and it's stuck in the painting.
That could
I'll teach you. I'm going to be famous one day, and you're not going to be remembered.
All right.
By the way, if you get an ear in the mail, that I'm at that point. I'm pretty sure you're getting a warrant for their arrest or something. What do they call those? Where you can't go within certain distance of somebody.
Oh, that's restraining order.
Restraining order. Thank you, Robin. Yeah, restraining order.
Here's the letter that was written to Tim Burton. He is the guy who went on to direct 2 Batman movies, as well as partnering with Johnny Depp in 7 productions.
Nightmare Before Christmas?
But he got a reject letter from the Disney Corporation.
Oh, my gosh.
It says...
Well, he's not a Disney guy. I mean, I think he's kind of dark.
Dear Tim, the story is simple, cute, and shows a grasp of the language, despite the occasional lapses in grammar and spelling. It may, however, be too derivative of the Seuss works to be marketable.
That's
Nightmare
fair.
Before
That's a
Christmas.
fair question.
It's a Nightmare Before Christmas.
The giant...
Probably.
The giant Zlig?
Oh.
I don't know.
The giant Zlig is what they're referring to.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of that.
I hope my comments please you. Thanks you for your opportunity to read The Giant Zlig. Keep up the good work and good luck. Very truly yours.
Yeah, but how often are we successful on the first try?
No, I know. Well, yeah.
You know? But that's something. If I was to get that letter, I'm like, yeah, it would hurt. But you'd look at it and go, okay, at least it's constructive. They told me what they didn't like. Now let me see if I can get better. It's better than you didn't make it. Next, I mean that would be much worse. So.
Or this isn't what we're looking for. That hurts.
All right. Now I don't know who Sachin Tendulkar is. Do you know who Sachin Tendulkar is?
No clue.
Okay. Well, Sachin Tendulkar was rejected by Dennis Lilly when he wanted to become a fast bowler. And he went on to become the greatest batsman the sport ever had. I don't even know what a batsman is.
Wow.
Oh, that's cricket. Cricket.
Oh, okay.
Bowler is the pitcher.
Okay.
Batsman is the batter. Yeah, that's cricket.
There you go. Okay. Oprah Winfrey. I know that name. Okay. She was fired from her job as a TV reporter because she was unfit for TV.
Let's be very clear. If you don't know that name, where have you been?
Yeah, right.
What, the richest woman in America or something?
Yeah, I think she's the richest woman in the world, I think.
Let's see. Pop pioneer Andy Warhol was once rejected by the Museum of Modern Art. He wasn't even trying to sell them anything. He was giving it away, and they rejected it.
Mm-hmm. He's in there now.
His
soup cans. I've seen him in person.
That's awesome.
Walt Disney was fired from the Kansas City Star newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
The reject letter says he lacked imagination, had no good ideas.
Oh, gosh. He had the last
this mouth thing you got going on, that's not going to work. It's not going to work.
He had the last laugh.
Let's see. The group U2 got a letter from RSO Records. I don't know who they eventually signed with, but it was basically thank you, but no thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they kept going.
They eventually had a hit with the song they turned down, by the way.
Oh, my.
11 O'Clock TikTok. I don't know that song.
I don't either.
11 O'Clock TikTok.
But they had a hit with what they turned down. That's pretty amazing.
Hey, Madonna was rejected by Jimmy Ienner.
Who's Jimmy Ienner?
Jimmy Ienner was with, oh my gosh, what was that company I went to in the
Roxy Music?
No. The one upstairs from the Ed Sullivan Theater. Millennium Records?
Yeah, Millennium Records.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was standing right outside this guy's door.
Gosh.
While the date isn't mentioned, the letter was definitely sent before 1982 when she released her first self-titled album, which sold more than 10 million copies.
Jeez.
10 million copies, wow. J.K. Rowling from Harry Potter was rejected by 12 publishers.
Gosh. See, she kept on keeping on. She went to the publishers herself, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah. She didn't.
That was back
she wasn't
then.
good enough to have an agent.
That's right. Elvis Presley was fired by Jimmy Denny, the manager of the Grand Ole Opry. He said, "You ain't going nowhere, son. You ought to go back to driving a truck."
Oh, my.
That's pretty good.
Who was the artist?
Elvis Presley.
Oh, yeah, well.
That's not good.
Not at all.
Steve Jobs was fired by Apple, the company he started. Well,
he was rehired then.
That's
after
got
that. I
to.
thought.
Yeah.
I thought he was fired and rehired.
Yeah, he was. That rejection though doesn't quite count. He was kind of
no, that doesn't count.
Kind of going nutty.
He kind of, yeah.
Marilyn Monroe was told she wasn't pretty enough to be a model and was suggested that she become a secretary instead.
Ooh.
Wow. Really?
There you go.
Hey.
How would your wife react if that's your secretary?
That's good. Steven Spielberg was rejected by the University of Southern California School of Theater. Wow.
Gosh.
He was rejected 3 times, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Oh my God.
Well, he showed them.
Thomas Edison spilled some sulfuric acid on the floor over at Western Union, and they fired him for it.
No better.
Oh, let's see. Stephen King was rejected 30 times when he was trying to sell the novel Carrie.
Oh my gosh. As a film, right, or as a novel itself?
As a movie.
Oh, as a movie.
I'm sorry, as a book.
Oh, okay.
No, this was the very, very beginning for him.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know Carrie became a musical? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. That's kind of dark, isn't it?
Yeah.
For a musical?
Pouring blood on stage. Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
And I'm looking for a name I know. All right, here's one. Lady Gaga. She was signed to a record label and was dropped 3 months later, and then went on to become one of the best-selling recording artists of all time.
That's right. Gosh.
And
they just didn't know how to market her, that's all.
If I say a name I don't know, should I do that? I'm looking at these names. I don't know any of these other names.
Yeah, because Galen might know them.
All right.
I don't know nothing about music.
Nothing. These aren't all music. This one is, at the age of 15, Hema Malini was rejected by director C.V. Sridhar. Do you know who that is?
Nope. I don't know either one of them.
It sounds Indian, right?
Yeah, it does.
Anyway. Oh, well. That's not really yellow.
So he might have started Bollywood then. He was rejected, so he could have started Bollywood.
When I can't pronounce a name, I hate it.
Bollywood is just it's a place where they film. It's not. I don't think it's not just a style. It's like they call it Hollywood. It's in L.A., but Bollywood's just in India.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, whenever I see anything Bollywood, it's always a musical.
Well, that's because those are the ones that transform over to the United States. I don't know if Bollywood is a musical. I don't know that. I don't.
Well, if you look up Bollywood like on YouTube, you see musicals all the time. So.
Yeah.
All right, Galen, where's the Bloodmobile today?
Hey, Bloodmobile today, Larry. We're right back into the villages, right there on Wedgwood Road, Wedgwood Lane,
all right.
In the right next to the Walmart there in Wedgwood.
Nice.
And if you go to donate blood and you get rejected because your iron is too low or whatever is too high or whatever, there's always another opportunity. There are some rejections where you can't come back, right? Galen, you're done. You can never come back, right?
Ooh, are there rejections you can't come back? Well, not with that person, absolutely. But you can come back to somebody else with something else.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's interesting.
But I know Robin, every once in a while, her iron will be low, and then she has to...
Oh, yeah. With blood, yes. They're you can be rejected if you have, certain bloodborne pathogens, yes. But we're always changing the rules, so you never know.
Yeah.
And changing the questions. I'm being amused by that.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Are you the same sex you were born as?
Have to stay up with the times.
You're great.
All right, well, be careful driving to Leesburg, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for what you do.
All right, you guys are the best. And advertise on WOCA.
Absolutely.
Right. Bye,
yes.
y'all.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio. I'm Chris Foster. At the NATO summit in Belgium, President Trump accuses the German government of being controlled by Russia.
It's very sad when Germany makes a massive oil and gas deal with Russia, where you're supposed to be guarding against Russia, and Germany goes out and pays billions and billions of dollars a year to Russia.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel responds that her country makes independent policies and decisions. She meets with President Trump later today. A firefighter's been killed in a gas explosion in downtown Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. 2 others are hospitalized.
One with a minor injury and was admitted. One who is still in very critical condition.
Police Lieutenant Kevin Konopacki. Other people are hurt as well. A contractor hit a gas line before that explosion. Several buildings are destroyed. A half-mile around is evacuated, with the high school being used for people who need a place to be. Fox News. We report, you decide.
I just saved hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico. I should have done this years ago.
Disclaimer, traveling back in time is physically impossible unless you know how to build a functioning time machine. Then by all means, travel 25 years back in time, switch your car insurance to Geico. You could save a bunch of money. While you're there, please prevent your younger self from wearing that sleeveless tuxedo t-shirt, parachute pants, and glitter high tops to your senior prom. And at long last, rectify this horrible crime against nature. Geico is absolved of all liability if you destroy the fabric of time and space.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Napa know-how.
It's officially the best week of the year. Why? Because this week only, you get 20% off at Napa. And the only thing better than quality car parts is 20% off quality car parts. Okay, so we're a little biased. But don't wait, because the 20% off sale will be over before you know it. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating stores, exclusions apply. Minimum 3 items. Offer available July 9th through July 15th.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. Weather forecasters say Tropical Storm Chris is now Hurricane Chris, but it poses no threat to the coast because it's moving away into the Atlantic. 2 separate and unrelated fires in Marion County took the lives of 2 men yesterday. The first fire was at the Oak Crest Mobile Home Park yesterday afternoon. The second fire was at a home in Silver Spring Shores on Brook Lane. A new area code is coming to Central Florida. The Florida Public Service Commission added the 689 area code yesterday. The new area code will overlay the existing 407 area code and will affect only new numbers. A 24-year-old Florida man has been sentenced to life in prison for chasing another man down and killing him in Fort Myers in 2016. And the Tampa Bay Rays have unveiled plans for a new domed stadium that would move them to Ybor City at a cost of nearly $900 million. The 30,842-seat stadium would be the smallest in Major League Baseball. And that is your news brief from The Source.
You are looking to work somewhere that treats employees like family, has a team atmosphere, and rewards your hard work. Does this sound like you? Then go to drsinstall.com, apply today, and get paid to learn a new trade while providing your family with great benefits. Visit drsinstall.com. That's drsinstall.com.
Load it, haul it, dump it, mow it.
AgPro will get you equipped for anything with a John Deere 5045E utility tractor. At only $159 per month, you can add the perfect attachment to dig it, plow it, grade it, anything. Request a quote at agproco.com and get equipped for anything. Offer ends 4/30/18, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. 20% down payment required. Taxes, freight, setup, and delivery charges could increase monthly payment. See dealer for details.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOC.